Thank you. We're going to have the great councilwoman from this area, Mary Lehman, kick us off this meeting. Lady Mary. Oh, your mic. Is the mic on?
Good evening. There we go. Good evening, everyone. This is the county executives session, but I'm here to welcome you because you are in Council District 1, the northernmost district in Prince George's County, Laurel High School. And I just want to thank the county executive for coming out to hear your thoughts about the proposed FY17 budget, and I'm grateful that he has come out. This is 6 years in a row to North County, to Laurel and District 1 to get citizen input, hear your ideas and your thoughts, what you think is important, how you want to see your tax dollars spent. It's a relatively small crowd tonight compared to, I think, the last year or two. I don't know if the weather maybe scared people, but we actually had, earlier in the day today, when I left for the county administration building around noon, we had quite a bit of snow up here. It dissipated during the day, and then as I drove south, there was none. I was really surprised. But thank you again for being here, and thank you all for coming out on this chilly, fat Tuesday night. I look forward to hearing what you have to say. Thanks.
Thank you, Mary. You do a great job. Represent this area well and the county well. I know I'm running late, so I'm going to do this really quickly. So if I could have those of you who work for the government, so people will know you, and that way when they have issues, I can point you out. If you can quickly stand up and tell us who you are, probably I need you to come to the mics. So directors, DCAOs, come on up here. Let's go. Chief, you want to start us off? Let me just do this. Somebody has got to help us because the audience is going to need these mics when they're giving us testimony. Okay. We don't have any technology folks in our government.
This one seems to be working, guys. I'm Pam Murr. I'm the health director for Prince George's County.
Gloria Brown, director of Department of Social Services.
Eric Brown, Department of Housing and Community Development.
Thomas Himmler, Deputy Chief Administrative Officer.
Good evening, Adam Ortiz, Department of the Environment.
Mark Person, Deputy Director, Department of Corrections.
Andre Science, Deputy Director, Department of Public Works and Transportation.
Gary Cunningham, Deputy Director, Department of Permitting, Inspections and Enforcement.
Barry Stanton, Deputy Chief Administrative Officer.
Terrific. Give them a round of applause. Thank you very much. As Councilwoman said, this is our opportunity to hear from you as to how you would like for us to spend your tax dollars. They are your tax dollars, and we're mindful of that, and to provide the services that you need. I suspect in this budget, as we've had in previous budgets, there will be a deficit. So as well as what you want from us with your tax dollars, we also look for ideas on how we save money. So if you got great ideas, we want to hear them. What you want as the priorities, we want to hear that. We do take these budget hearings very seriously, and we make changes accordingly. So we do listen, we do write it down, so this is your opportunity. And one of the things, so I'll say it at the beginning, this is for us to hear from you. So it will not be much back and forth unless there's an issue that we have already solved. With that, you want to tell us how we get started?
Before I call the first speaker, I'd like to give the rules for tonight's proceedings. First, I'd like to ask that everybody put their cell phones on vibrate during tonight's hearing. In order to provide everyone the opportunity to present testimony this evening, a time limit of 3 minutes will be imposed. I will have a timer set for 3 minutes. When there's 30 seconds left, I will hold up a sign reflecting 30 seconds. Once the timer has expired, an alarm will sound. Please be considerate and wrap up your testimony at that time. Thank you, and our first speaker is Miriam Odile Martin.
Right there.
Sorry. Good evening, everybody. My name is Odile Martin. I'm talking on behalf of my daughter. She belongs to the Lovely Ladies and Laurel group, and she's been a junior high school in Laurel High. I just want to thank everybody, especially the county executive, for everything he has been doing for this beautiful group. She has been in for 6 years, and I hope with the new budget, she will continue to do everything he has been doing for them, especially for her, for all the activity and the exposure she has been in for 6 years. Thank you, County Executive.
Celeste Hill. And the next speaker will be Ray Dart.
Good evening. Tonight I'll be speaking on behalf of Celeste Hill and Lovely Ladies of Laurel. My name is Angel Tillery, and I'm a former member of Lovely Ladies of Laurel. I'm currently a junior at Bowie State University with a 3.8 GPA and continuously on the Dean's List. Last semester, I was granted a scholarship to study abroad in China and will be turning for the spring semester as well. I've been with this program for about 7 years now, and even throughout my years in college, I've still had continuous help and support from Lovely Ladies of Laurel. We thank you and greatly appreciate it if you continue to support L3, because I want all the returning girls to be able to have the same continued support from the program, but I also want all the incoming girls to have the same experiences and help that I had. Because of this program, I am who I am today, and would greatly appreciate your continued support. Also, tomorrow, we're having our National Mentoring Night here at Laurel High School at 6 p.m., and we would love for you to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ray Dart. The next speaker will be Ken Healy.
Good evening, Mr. Baker. My name is Raymond Duart. I am an employee with New Horizons Supported Service in Upper Marlboro. I am one of the drivers for New Horizon. We would, as you would say, we are the workhorse. We come in early and we go out to pick up our individuals in the morning to bring them to the program, and then we take them home in the afternoon. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy my coworkers, and I enjoy the individuals on my route. I'm asking you all please to I'm asking you all to please consider the bill 41416. If that, for whatever reason, something happens to that bill, that would cut my salary in half, and I'm already on a very tight, limited budget, and it's hard to make ends meet. I had a lot of issues, family issues, that I won't go into, but I have to, to work another job on weekends just to make ends meet. This bill is very important for us. It would be great to have that bill looked at very good and very well, and with your support and the county's support, to please approve it. My apologies, a little nervous here, but
no, you're fine.
It's a very important bill. Again, we're all in the tough bind with the economy, and this would just really be a hurting on me and my family. Being a divorced parent and a son that had some issues, things have gotten tough. And we could all use some help. And the bill is very important for us and my coworkers, that you look at it hard, please. Okay?
All right. Thank you very much, and thank you for your service.
Thank you, sir.
Ken Healy, and the next speaker will be Lisa Smith.
Good evening, Mr. Baker.
I was a supporter of yours during the last election and your first election to your office. I helped campaign for you and made several campaign contributions to help get you elected. That's part of our election process. I did it because I believe we needed significant changes in the county. Since the elections, I have been disappointed by what I've seen. I'm not saying everything is a total loss, but my experiences with several agencies has not been productive. First off, let me start with the police. I haven't seen any reductions in response times in the past 6 years. I live less than 3 minutes from the local police station in Beltsville, but it takes between 30 and 50 minutes to respond to a call. Last week, I had an opportunity to stop in at the local police station to be greeted by someone behind the counter who was dressed in t-shirts and jeans. The t-shirt wasn't even tucked in. The Department of Public Works and Transportation. Over the holidays, the trash and recycling schedule was sporadic with no advance warning to the community. Recycling was not conducted for a period of 3 weeks. Oh, by the way, regarding the county's recycling program, I'm concerned that many folks have no idea what the program is just in speaking to them. The county's communication on this to the community is suspect. Requests for traffic studies are responded to with armchair reasoning. No one actually comes out to look at the problem. Meantime, lives and property are unnecessarily put at risk. Since the winter of 2014, our roads have been neglected to a point of where in 2015, our roads continue to be in shoddy condition from the previous winter. The DPW has contracted an outside agency to handle damage claims, and when unsuccessful, turns the matter over to the Office of Law. The Office of Law has had one of its major goals to reduce lawsuits in the county. The tactics it uses are to disparage and defame individual members of the community that speak out. By the way, I went to a recent input session of the County Resources Conservation Plan. No one there seemed to have any command of the issues. I mention this as no command of the issues seems to typify conduct on the part of county officials. And you, Mr. Baker, when things are escalated and brought directly to your attention, rather than looking at them to see what's going on, you have your staff selectively push them down to a lower level. This is not what I supported you for. Having said the above, I believe it's in the interest of the county residents that an across-the-board decrease in budgets of 10% is in order. With respect to the Office of Law, make that a 50% decrease in budget. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lisa Smith, and the next speaker after that will be Marcia Volt.
Good evening, Mr. Baker. My name is Lisa Smith. I am the director of the Bowie Business Innovation Center, or the Bowie BIC, the business incubation program located on the campus of Bowie State University. First, I want to thank you for coming to Bowie BIC to meet with our clients this past summer with the student county executive for a day. Our companies enjoyed that, and I want you to know you have an open invitation to come with next year's student county executive for the day, or at any time that you'd like to come, because our entrepreneurs have lots of business ideas and they love talking about them. Second, I want to express my gratitude to the county for the funding invested in the Bowie BIC over the last 5 years. Thanks to this continued county funding, we've been able to accelerate the growth and economic impact of our program with this year a record 18 incubator client companies. These companies have generated 71 direct jobs and $3.1 million in corporate revenues, and will begin to graduate our companies in 2016. I'm happy to report, too, that the Bowie BIC now ranks in the top 10 of Maryland incubators and accelerators in terms of numbers of clients, and this is according to the Baltimore Business Journal. Our reputation as a center for entrepreneurial support in the county continues to grow. In 2015, we delivered technical assistance to a record 671 entrepreneurs through training, counseling, and networking activities. And this is possible because of our partnerships with the Small Business Development Center, the Procurement Technical Assistance Program, the Maryland Women's Business Center, and representatives from the corporate communities such as M&T Bank, Capital One, and Clifton Larson Allen. Today, I am asking that the county continues its support of the Bowie BIC and maintain us as an $85,000 line item in the county FY17 budget. We are a nonprofit organization with an independent board of directors comprised of business leaders. Our county funding is leveraged with support from other public sector organizations such as the City of Bowie and the Maryland Technology Development Corporation. And we bring that together with our public sector partners, such as the corporate sponsorship of M&T Bank, Capital One, and Clifton Larson Allen, and the fees that our incubator companies pay to be part of our program. The Bowie BIC established its incubation program at Bowie State in 2012 to be an integral part of the university's proposed academic entrepreneurship concentration and growing student entrepreneurship activities. I'll be providing a letter of support from the university along with my written testimony to your staff. With continued county support, Bowie BIC can continue to increase its own direct contribution to the county's economic vitality and economic well-being. I thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you very much.
Marcia Volt. And the next one is Franklin Malone.
Good evening, Mr. Baker.
Good evening.
I am Marcia Voigt. I'm treasurer of the Friends of the Greenbelt Library, Fogel, and I am vice president of the Prince George's County Friends of the Library. First, thank you so very much for your continued support of our 19 county libraries. I want to tell you a few ways this makes a huge difference in our everyday lives. I move books, donated books, withdrawn books. Excuse me, from these shelves here in storage to those shelves there in the Novel Endings bookstore. Sometimes to those boxes there for other organizations. And because of all this moving around, people are very happy. And I collect their dimes for romance novels, quarters for children's books, 3 for $1, other books, and $2, DVDs. This money does a lot to augment the library's flat budget. The best part of what Fogel does with the money we earn. We support a lot of activities that the very clever librarians create. We buy their snacks, their electronic gadgets, their apps, and all sorts of supplies. This week at the Greenbelt Library. Monday, Chinese English preschool story time. Teens Writers Club. Teen Zone from 4:30 to 6. We've got about 15 kids. They have their private room. They're away from judgmental adult eyes with their apps, their Contact X, whatever. Tuesday, this evening, we had Crazy 8 Math Club, Pins and Needles, African American Dressmaking, 1860 to the present, Books at Bedtime, and Teen Zone. Tomorrow, Wednesday, Preschool Story Time and Teen Zone. Thursday, Baby Story Time and Teen Zone. And my favorite, Saturday, Reading to Rover. You practice reading in front of a friendly crowd of canines. Superhero Saturday.
I might try that one.
And Bibliobop, my personal favorite. This is with strobe lights, music, dancing, preschools, their aged great aunts. I was going to give this to you, but my grandniece said I had to return it so the kids could use it. I'm sorry. Hopefully coming soon, a partnership between the Greenbelt Library and our magical old Greenbelt Theater. Libraries are wonderful places, full of mind-boggling, mind-expanding books, and full of exciting activities that get us used to using the library. The library is a destination, and with your continuing financial support, it provides Prince George's County with 19 awesome destinations. Keep up your great work. Fogel and I promise to help you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Franklin Malone. Kenley McLean. Kenley McLean. Nissy Baylor. Nissy Baylor. Carl Womble. And the next one will be Tatina Sandoval. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Carl Womble. I am a resident of Springdale, Maryland. Excuse me. And I live on Berrywood Lane. It's about a block, maybe 2 blocks from Flowers High School. And I'm a proud resident of gorgeous Prince George. I live about maybe 100 yards from a drainage pond. And so I provided you with some pictures since we only have 3 minutes. A picture's worth 1,000 words. You can see from some of the first pictures, it's a really very nice pond. It has a lot of aesthetic appeal. But over the years, it's beginning to deteriorate. It's about the size of a football field. But there are several drains that drain into that pond, in addition to people that walk by the pond and throw bottles and trash and all that sort of thing into it. And so over time, we're very proud residents in our community, and we try to police it ourselves. But it has become a bit overwhelming. When we got out there this last Martin Luther King Day to try to clean it up and fill up about 4 or 5 garbage bags worth of trash, it's now becoming very dangerous to try to even get down into the pond to pick up some of that trash. In addition to being dangerous, it's becoming a health hazard. So it's a real concern to the residents in the community, and we would like for you to give some consideration to providing the resources that would enable us to bring it back to its aesthetic appeal that really complements the community.
Have you talked to anybody from our office about this?
Yes, I have. In fact, I called 311, and I've kind of got bounced back and forth between whether it's the homeowners association or whether it was the responsibility of the county. But several times they've sent people over to do some maintenance on the pond or to look at it because we had some beavers there that were causing a little problem. And he told me, the last person that was over there doing maintenance, he told me that it was really illegal for me to try to police it myself because it is dangerous. And so we really would like to have some support that would provide us with the professional expertise that would enable us to maintain it the way that it should be.
I will so just, Christopher, you want to come and see this gentleman? Thank you, and I'll look into it myself.
All right, thank you.
Tatiana Sandoval. And the next speaker will be Deborah Tibbs.
Hi, good evening. I'm Tatiana Sandoval, and I'm a case manager at the Maryland Multicultural Youth Centers, or MMYC, which is a division of the Latin American Youth Centers. First, I would like to thank you for the opportunity to come in and speak, and also for leading the great efforts such as the Transforming Neighborhood Initiative. I know that our organization is very proud to be part of. I am here today to speak on behalf of my community, which is one that raised me and one that I hope to see grow. I have been working with the Langley Park community since the beginning of 2015, but I have been a resident of Prince George's County since the summer of 2002. As a Prince George's County resident and college student, I have learned the disparity in my education when compared with students from other counties in Maryland. Now, as a case manager and staff of MMYC, I continue to see the disparity among the current middle and high school students. I also see a resurgence of violence within the schools, particularly in high school and within or towards the immigrant community. Along with my colleagues, I make an effort to relieve the negative stressors by implementing a variety of programs in which we highlight the positivity found within the youth. Though the efforts of the county, my organization, and others alike are making favorable impact, we observe when it comes to after-school programs that more can be done. After-school clubs and programs should be tailored to include the newly arrived population, in particular students that speak primarily a language other than English. Public schools need to continue having art and fitness programs to serve as an outlet for students, as well as to promote healthy minds and healthy bodies. On that note, mental and general health services also have a room for improvement. With the particular population that MMYC works with, we have struggled in finding affordable health services for our youth and their families. During this current school year, many of our youth were removed from school due to lack of vaccinations. And in order to receive low-cost services, families are bound to wait for weeks for an appointment, with the students remaining out of school. And this extended waiting time for low-cost services is also apparent in mental health. Bilingual services are hard to find, and when found, very difficult to access. Mental health issues are very real, and as a community, an effort must be made to alleviate them, whether that involves increasing the budget for after-school programs, community programs for youth and families like my own, or improving all areas of health services. Let's make our residents proud of their county. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good job, young lady.
Deborah Tibbs. Latifa
Oh, excuse me, sorry.
Senaba. Latifa Senaba. Xavier Sykes.
Is the microphone on, Barry? Well, we want to make sure everybody can hear you. Yes, young lady, if you don't mind.
Okay.
There you go.
Hi, my name is Latifa Shanaba. I'm a senior here at Laurel High School, and I'm here to speak on behalf of First Generation College Bound. First Generation College Bound provides educational support as well as moral support to the youth in our community. In the words of Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. First Generation College Bound is very helpful as far as the college application process, looking for scholarships, financial aid, and just all around helping as far as trying to help us succeed in life. First Generation College Bound has helped me personally since I was in the 8th grade, and I'm a senior, so that's like 4 years. I feel like programs like First Generation College Bound should continue to be funded because they help shape today's leaders. Funding these programs continue, it can touch my generation, your generation, and generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good job. Congratulations.
Xavier Sykes, and the next one will be Leah Paley.
Good evening, Mr. Baker, prestige guests, and citizens of the county. My name is Xavier Sykes. I am currently a sophomore at Maryland's oldest HBCU, Bowie State University. I mention this because it would not have been made possible without the motivation of First Generation College Bound. This organization is giving students who may not see college as an option because of the limits that may have been set with them themselves or their families. Joe Fisher takes these students and builds them up to the point of success and motivates them to go to college. I am a product of that. He has also taken my brother Jalen, who is a junior here now at Laurel High School, under his wing as well. While in college, his staff sends out care packages with all kinds of goodies, and they constantly keep in touch with us. Grant, why I'm here now, and I just got out of class about an hour ago. So I'm here tonight to hope that you continue to support this wonderful organization of First Generation College Bound in its mission to provide the education advancement of today's youth who may not see it as a possibility when they know that they can do it. Thank you.
Thank you, and good luck in college.
Thank you.
Leah Paley, and the next speaker would be Bridget Akintuna.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Leah Paley. I'm the Executive Director at Laurel Advocacy and Referral Services. Our mission is to provide and enable low-income and homeless individuals in the Laurel area who are in crisis to achieve stability and long-term self-sufficiency. We serve about 2,000 households each year with both emergency and long-term services. Some of these services include food, rental assistance, utility assistance, transitional and permanent housing, and case management and resource referrals. I'm here tonight to acknowledge Prince George's County's ongoing financial support of our organization. We recognize that developing the budget is difficult, and we're grateful to the county for the $68,000 that was allocated to our organization in fiscal year 2016. This funding that was committed to our organization has played a critical role in supporting the programs and services we provide to Laurel residents as we try to meet a rapidly growing need for emergency financial assistance in our community. Just a few statistics. In the first 6 months of this fiscal year, we've been able to assist 70 households with close to $44,000 for rental assistance. We've distributed over 5,000 bags of food and provided referrals and information to 145 homeless individuals and families. Looking forward, we're in the process of refocusing our objectives to align more closely with our founding mission, which is to provide support and resources that build skills for self-sufficiency. We continue to recognize the importance of meeting our clients' most basic needs, but our long-term goal is to address the underlying cause of that crisis, and our aim is to create a sustainable change in the lives of those we serve. To this end, we're developing a self-sufficiency program through which stabilized and motivated clients will work with our case managers in order to maintain permanent housing, improve financial habits, gain employment, and remove other barriers to self-sufficiency. And we're planning to pilot this program this spring. With that, we're requesting $80,000 from the county in the next fiscal year to support the continued expansion of our programs as we work to equip our community's most vulnerable residents with the tools they need to maintain stability in their lives. Thank you for your continued support of our organization and for your concern for the Laurel community. Thanks.
Thank you, and thank you for your work.
Bridget Akin-Tuna. And the next one will be Joseph Fisher.
Good evening, County Executive Baker. My name is Bridget Akintunde, and I am here to speak on behalf of First Generation College Bound. I've been a part of this organization since the early 90s. Mr. Joe Fisher, who is the founder, is my mentor. Through this organization, I've been able to attend college. I'm a product of Prince George's County Schools, attended Laurel High School, so I've known Mr. Fisher and been able to work with him with this program for, I guess, over 20 years now. Oof, I'm dating myself. But anyways, right now, as a member of First Generation College Bound, I'm a part of the retention committee. When a part of the retention committee, we reach out to students that are currently still a part of the program, reach out to them, send care packages, have alumni events to let them know that they're still supported. So it starts in middle school on through high school, but then they still stay with you through college, and then also after they're finished their college degree, we still want them to stay in touch and become our alumni network. So currently, as a retention committee member, I provide support with those care packages, and I think it's very important for the county to continue to fund this organization because of the many great things that they're doing with students across Prince George's County, helping them realize the dream of going to college. Just to close with a few stats. For the class of 2015, there were 139 students that attended college, and First Generation College Bound was able to help them get $1.5 million in scholarships and loans. The college retention students, there are 650 students that we support, that we send care packages to. College grads, for last year alone, 556, and we will continue to provide college encouragement and support to 1,250 students this school year alone. So I would just say that on behalf of the organization, if you can continue to support and help us be a resource to families in the community, it would be greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
Joseph Fisher. The next one will be Chloe Marshall.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I want to thank you for coming out and hearing our voices tonight. I just want you to know that I'm just very proud to be here to continue this mission, because for 26 years, even though my goal has been to help low-income parents, families get their kids off to college, it's all a reflection of my life, growing up in Southeast housing projects, and parents didn't know what to do. And I've watched this to be a missing component in my journey through life. So what I did was, it's all about college affordability. It started right there in the community of Kemley Gardens, and also with Laurel High School being a partner 26 years ago. This program has not just impacted the Laurel community, but it has impacted the county. We are serving students not only going to Laurel High School, but Parkdale, Central, Fairmont Heights, Potomac, and we're also part of the transitional, the T&I initiative. We're also part of that, and as of yesterday, we just worked with the start of the partnership with the Belay Group at Fairmont Heights to support them in mentoring 10 young men to graduate high school and attend college. It's important that the county recognizes this as not just being in Laurel, but really trying to help the county. The continued support we need, we want to get back to, we had funding cut, it was at $200,000, it got cut to $150. We need to get back, because we're not just here in Laurel, we're across the county. And I want you to know that while we're doing this for sustainability, we're not just depending on the county, we're also reaching out for corporate sponsorships. We realize that the county can't do it all, the school system can't do it all, it needs help. And I say that as a 35-year educator. So I want you to continue to support this initiative. We are here to help, we are here to help the county, but we're also here to help as many kids as we can who desire to want to go to college, and we want to make that happen. So we want you to, we're asking that you continue to support a first-generation college bound so we can help our students attend college and make it affordable. Thank you.
Thank you, June. Thank you for the work you're doing.
Chloe Marshall, and the next one after that would be Tara Dunlap.
People my size, okay. Good evening. My name is Chloe Marshall. I'm the Maryland Advocacy and Outreach Coordinator at the Capital Area Food Bank in DC. But I'm also here today as a proud resident of Prince George's County and a former recipient of SNAP benefits, also known as food stamps. And we're here today to urge the county to restore full funding to the SNAP to Health program for the fiscal year 2017 budget. The Food Bank, a partner of the Prince George's Food Equity Council, is in full support of funding for this program. The Capital Area Food Bank services more than 128,000 residents throughout the county, many of whom are SNAP beneficiaries. Nearly half of the households here that we serve have a family member with high blood pressure, and another 22% have at least one family member with diabetes. These are proven to be diet-related illnesses that can be alleviated with improved access to fresh, healthy food. And last year, the Food Bank provided 10.4 million pounds to the county that's produce, meat, groceries, dairy, all kinds of food, but our work can only go so far here. SNAP itself allows families to have more autonomy in what they can purchase for themselves, but SNAP to Health really gives them that option of that fresh local produce from local farmers that support our economy. Studies by the Boston Collaborative for Food and Fitness have shown that SNAP clients who shop at farmers markets tend to consume more vegetables, which is something that we really want to see. And as a former SNAP recipient myself, I was living in Baltimore City at the time, a member of AmeriCorps, and a recent graduate. I had the privilege of living near a farmer's market where I used my benefits, and they also had the double value coupon where when you use your benefits, they match that value for you to buy more produce. So with that, I was buying more produce, trying more new foods, and had access to really high quality goods at very competitive prices. I would say I got to witness a community come together to celebrate local businesses and to really make informed decisions about what they're putting in their bodies. Right now, the state is considering legislation that would further limit SNAP benefits for clients and what they're able to spend them on. But I would like to see the county, while some others are trying to restrict foods that are unhealthy considered that way, I would like to see the county and the Food Bank would like to see you expand the healthy, high-quality options that are available to SNAP clients and choose to empower Prince Georgians to make the best decisions for themselves. We thank you, County Executive Baker, for the funds that have been provided thus far for SNAP to Health, and we hope you take this opportunity to restore the full funding and to give Prince George's residents the food access they need and deserve. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your testimony.
Tara Dunlap. Tara. Raymond Colbert. And after Raymond will be Nancy Tober.
Hello, Raymond Colbert. I promised I'd talk to you about transportation, but before I do want to talk one other thing that's, to me, is very important. It's 2 months before voting, and yet, unless there's a very few handful of candidates that I know when you got the positions that you have now, you went through a debate process. Unless we're getting tired of trying to find out who's going to represent us and why, what I would like to see is a debate process restored that'll be well advertised, and that the voting registration, not the voting registration, the voting materials be handed out at least 1 month before the actual polls. Now, as far as transportation, because like I said, I do like what we're starting to do with the Uber subfare and stuff to try to fund the transit. For expenses, what I would suggest is those that have both on time and safety, they get the top dollars. If not, then it goes to funding the roads, like for instance the salt or potholes for winter. As far as revenue would be concerned, something like a Union Station, not maybe to that grand scale, but something where it'd be more of mass transit in one location. Because besides Montgomery County, I'm pretty sure there's county residents that go to both Annapolis, Baltimore, Charles County, Calvert County. If it was centralized, then I believe that'll help Prince George's County. First of all, it'll get those who live in those counties and work in this county, it get more revenue for us. It provides better chances for tourism. And if we keep the money in state, then obviously that's a bigger share compared to having to compete with the federal dollars in a smaller share where they have to take care of all 50 states. Thank you.
Thank you. And is this on?
No, this one.
This one's on. And thank you, Raymond, for showing up to our budget hearings. You've been consistent. Thank you.
Nancy Tober, and then it will be Mica Hernandez.
Hi, I'm Nancy Tolbert. I'm the Executive Director of Calmer Incorporated. We're here in Beltsville, but I'm a member of the Prince George's Providers Council, representing 21 agencies like mine who are providing services to Prince George's County's most vulnerable citizens. I know you know the issue by now. I know you've heard it. I kind of feel deja vu. I was here last year, but we need your help. We can't do this alone. Our staff are not minimum wage employees. They have to go through extensive training. They are responsible for people's lives. They're not flipping burgers, but the people who are flipping burgers are making more money. We have to compete with those industries, and we can't without some help. We're also stuck. We can't raise our prices. They're set by the state. We can't cut our services. We're mandated to provide minimum services. Nobody would want services. What would we cut? Food? Staff? We can't do that. So we're stuck and we need your help, and we hope you support the bill, 41416. I know there's other people here today supporting that, if you are. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mica Hernandez. Lanford Carter.
Good evening, Mr. Baker. I'm Lanford Carey. I'm the mayor of University Park. You're familiar with our community. We are just to the north of East-West Highway and Adelphi Road, and beyond it is the Prince George's Plaza area, which is designated as one of the new Prince George's County downtowns, and is slated therefore for a great deal of growth and investment.
I like your tennis courts also.
To our east is the Riverdale Park Station development and the Whole Foods there, and to our north is the University of Maryland and College Park and the Innovation District there. The Purple Line, when it is built, and we look forward to that, will be wrap around us. And so what we have there is quite a strong engine of growth, of economic growth for the county. We believe that will help the county overall. I ask you to support, therefore, a revision in the fiscal 2017 budget request from the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission to enable it to procure transportation expertise needed to establish effective transportation demand management districts for communities in northern Prince George's County which are experiencing rapid growth. We've written to the chair of the planning board asking that she revise their budget request, and we hope that'll come forward, and we urge your support for that. Given the current growth in northern Prince George's County, as well as what is anticipated here in the future, University Park supports immediate efforts to establish effective TDMDs in these areas which involve government, residents, and commerce working together to reduce congestion and traffic. We believe the county must tap into existing outside expertise and experience to establish effective TDMDs here, because there are no TDMDs in the county yet, and little experience with them within county government. We've made our request because we know that the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission must be able to fund this effort, and we know time is of the essence to get this started. We ask you to approach this with a sense of urgency. Delaying establishment of TDMDs until our North County areas have been redeveloped or built out will be too costly to our municipalities, and commercial areas will result in lost opportunities is not efficient. Therefore, the work to establish TDMDs for these areas needs to begin this year. If the development envisioned in northern Prince George's County proceeds without those, the long-term effects on our surrounding neighborhoods, like University Park, will be serious and crippling. Other municipalities, including the city of College Park and the town of Riverdale Park, have already written you, and we anticipate that I understand that the city of Hyattsville will be joining that as well. We'd appreciate the opportunity to discuss this as we get the chance.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to ask Brad Fromm to speak to you. Bradley.
Jennifer Bennett. The next one will be Donzel Robinson.
Good evening. My name is Jennifer Richards Bennett, and I'm a lifelong resident of Prince George's County and a fifth-generation farmer. I'd like to take a minute to tell you about our family. I grew up on a working farm that grew tobacco until I was 17, and we took the buyout. I own a small farm 1.5 miles from the house I grew up in, as it was too expensive to build on our family farm with county impact fees. I currently raise small livestock, goats, chickens, meat rabbits, and we have a horse problem or two, as well as our son. I tell you this because I want you to know the importance that agriculture has played, not only in my family, but in growing this county. Agriculture is the largest industry in the state and the most overlooked by leaders and legislators. We face regulations, zoning issues, traffic issues, and marketing problems, such as sign limits, that the average citizen or business owner can't comprehend. And we receive the least amount of funding, nor do we usually ask for it. But I'm here to implore you to find a way to fund the ag marketing professional position in the 2017 fiscal year budget that's currently slated to be dropped from the MNC. This may not seem like a huge deal to you, but I'd hope you'd be interested in hearing why it matters to our family farm and other ag businesses in this county. The current person in this position is Ms. Kim Rush Lynch. Her job requires her to work with farmers and producers to bring their product to the consumers, especially locally. She works tirelessly to keep us informed of marketing options, address the need for ag education in the classrooms of the county schools, and help new and transitioning farmers develop business plans, sales models, seek grants, and above all else, work to be self-sustaining and profitable businesses. This position is beyond needed in our county, where rules are endless and money for new farmers is scarce. Personally, I have the privilege of having my day job in the ag field as well. I get to work with farmers every day. That didn't stop me from meeting Kim and her predecessor, Jana, a few years ago. I faced the challenge of finding out that my family farm would go primarily to my brother, with my sister and I receiving only 10% of the acreage each. I had to change my whole business plan to match my dream of making my living on-farm only within 10 years. It meant that instead of raising cattle and small grains, I had to be profitable on 16 acres with whatever I pursued. And Jana and Kim. I knew goats were an option, but their help in recognizing the need for rabbit meat in this region got me headed in the right direction. I've also seen this position really help farm families as they transition out of traditional crops and into specialty areas, such as grapes and wineries, berries, and pick-your-own ventures. Kim works hard to market local farms to people who aren't used to leaving the confines of their neighborhoods for their food options. Nothing's quite as good for the soul as a day of picking your own food and smelling the air and dirt mixed together. My goal is to stay in Prince George's County and to raise our son here, that agriculture is not only a viable future, but a necessity to everyone at least 3 times a day. You have the ability to show farm families that you recognize their presence in the county. You want to help by finding a way to fund this position. Again, we don't ask for money or concessions often, so you know when we sit before you, and we do, that it is a serious need. I hope you will take this opportunity to show the value of agriculture in the county is at least worth funding this position.
You're from